Hey, welcome to New Jump City, everybody, where we recap the week in American and Japanese sequential art. I am your host, Christian, the unbiased king, Espinal, and joining me through StreamYard, it is the man, the myth, the legend, the tank top sage. It's Joshua, Gangsta Time Code.
It's called Partner, but it should be called Gangsta Time.
What's good, guys? What up, everybody listening?
Hey. Also joining us, it is our producer, Edgelord, Big News Brian.
なんというビッグニュース
What's up, nerds?
Hey, we're back with a brand new show. Very excited to get into this one. Geez Louise, I have continued my journey into reading every current series in Jump. I'm still not caught up to New Age Exorcist and Roboco. Those are the longer series, so it's going to take me a little bit of time. But this is where my tier list is right now. There are two series that are currently gone. They got canceled over the last 2 weeks, and that would be The Mage Next Door and Hero Girl and Demon Lord Call It Quits. Both of those series are gone. Yeah. Rest in peace. It's sad. I like those two series, but they never really hit their stride. I felt like Mage Next Door was just like kind of dragged his feet a little bit to get into like the story. Same with Hero Girl and Demon Lord. So, although they had like really interesting premises and all that stuff, I guess it makes sense. I guess I saw the writing on the wall after a certain point.
Chris, you know what it boils down to? At the end of the day, not every brand new prospect can be Con Canoopal. They just can't.
It's true.
It's Concanipple.
Yeah.
That's how it's pronounced.
Not everyone could be that.
No, definitely not. However, there are
Not
two.
everyone could get Brian's heart racing and excitement at an all-time peak.
Yeah, it's hard to get Brian all excited. But yeah, in its place, we have two new series that have taken the place of Mage Next Door and Demon Lord and Hero Girl and Demon Lord, and that is the first of which being Roku's House of Oddities. I like this series. I mean, it's only 2 chapters in. It's from the creator of A Gravity Boy, so Brian's a huge fan.
Yeah, it's only the greatest show that's ever been made.
Yeah, so this is a new series. It follows this kid who accidentally performs 5 separate rituals and gets haunted by 5 different ghosts. And in order to get them out of his house, he has to uncover the mysteries of why they were cursed in the first place. And then they could finally rest in peace. It's not a battle series as it stands by any stretch of the imagination. I guess it's more of a supernatural slice of life. But I enjoyed the first chapter. I really did. I thought the characters were all fun. All of the curses are really cool. They're all really well designed. The art's great. I think it has potential. I can see this sticking around. It's going to be in the probationary period of F tier until it's at least in the double digits. I feel like that's when I can properly place them in the tier list. But first chapter is a great start. The other series, which is literally 1 chapter in, started this week, called Drawn into the Fire, I believe it's called. Yes, Drawn to the Fire. And it's a basketball series, a new sports series, which is very cool. It's about this kid who I guess wasn't very good in high school, but he starts to find more inspiration to play when his old rival starts playing at his school, and he joins the team that way. He's got kind of a Kuroko thing going on, but in that he's very good at passing, and that's his whole spiel. And yeah, I'm okay with this. I think it's a little regular so far. The first chapter didn't really blow me away. Which is rough because I've been wanting a new flagship sports series in the magazine for a time. I mean, we have Blue Box, but Blue Box is only kind of half of a sports series. A lot of it is focused on kind of the more romantic elements of it. But yeah, this is more of a straightforward sports series about basketball, and I feel like basketball has a hard time breaking through, just because I feel like basketball in particular might be a little hard to capture in manga form. We've seen obviously people do it before with Kuroko and with Slam Dunk, but let's see if this can carry us on. It's also going to be in the probationary period of F, and we'll see if it surpasses. It'll be competing with each other to see who is the next one coming up. So we'll have to see. Hema 10 stays where it is. I mean, I think I'm pretty set on where it is at the moment. It hasn't really like turned around in any way that is super convincing to me. It's perfectly serviceable. Just not my favorite, I suppose. Mia Roboko, I just started reading a new batch of chapters for this. I'm, on chapter, I believe I'm on 60, and I'm pushing towards 80 until I go back to New Ways Exorcist. It is just a very straightforward gag manga. It still makes me giggle a couple times. It's fun. Alien Headbutt, pretty solid. I will say this class of series right here are very good. I think they have like bright futures provided they can all survive. But Alien Headbutt is like one of the more unique ones among them. It's very much straight, just like kind of an edgelord fighting series, but in a fun way. I would say it's a fun little series. Under Doctor is very good. It's kind of like in current constant flux with Kanato's magic and which one I like more. There's certain chapters of Under Doctor I'm like, oh, this is pretty sick. And Kanato, I'm like, this is also pretty sick. So, I'm right now, I think Under Doctor has overtaken Kanato as it stands. But, next week that can change. I like these two series a lot. And they can go back and forth for a time.
I am a surgeon.
I am a surgeon.
That's what I think about whenever I hear that series. Under Doctor.
I am a surgeon.
Brian got the joke. He got the joke.
I understood the joke,
chat, and I appreciated that so fucking
well. I guess
much.
when you explained it, I understood the joke.
I got the joke.
Yeah.
New Age Exorcist. Man. It's just very regular to me. I don't know. I still haven't hit a point where I'm like, this is sick. But it's like fine. I think it's where it is in the rankings right now because Kanato and Under Doctor are still relatively young. I feel like it's unfair, and I still haven't caught up to New Ways Exorcist, so giving it a little bit of a shake there, a little bit of leeway. But it stays where it is. Someone Hurts also stays where it is. I think it's perfectly placed. It's like a good little C-tier series. Very fun read. A nice little palate cleanser from all the battle series that are in Jump right now. And Witch Watch tops off the C-list still. I honestly, everything kind of stays where it is from here on out. Blue Box is great. Ichi the Witch is great. Ruby Dragon, I feel like it might have to get the Hunter x Hunter treatment just because I feel like it's great. I really like Ruby Dragon, but it's also very irregular. And if I'm going to do that to Hunter x Hunter, Ruby Dragon might have to suffer the same fate.
You've got to have a... Do you think it'd be too much to say that you need to have a chapter within the year? That if you've had no chapters within...
I will say Ruby Dragon, although it is irregular, it does actually come out a lot more often and more regularly than
unlike Hunter x Hunter.
So,
last year we didn't have chapters, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could rectify the issue by just pulling Hunter x Hunter into the list. So, I think that's a better...
Right next to One Piece.
Yeah, it would be right next to One Piece. So, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Ruby Dragon's great. Everybody read it. It's fantastic. It's just very irregular, and life's not fair. What is not irregular but very good is Shinobi Undercover. Having a great time with that series. It's very fun.
I love that shit, bro.
It's a really good
series.
series.
It more than Ichi the Witch and Ultimate Exorcist Kyoshi. I know it.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's Pokemon shaking its way up to A. I really enjoy it. So take that with a grain of salt, if you will. Ultimate Nexus is Kyoshi. I believe it's an A rank series. I think it's really cool. It's very fun. I like the style. It's unique. It's very funny. So it is where it is. And the main staples stay where I think these are very solidified in where they are. Kagurabachi, Akane Banashi, and Sakamoto Days will top my A rank. Until Sakamoto ends at some point. But yeah, One Piece obviously S tier. But that's where my tier list is at the moment. I've got no particular updates. Do you guys have any questions about my tier list as where it stands? Any series that you have questions about, curious about in any way?
Man, it just sucks that these 2 new series are so dog shit that they're in F tier.
I said that they're in a probationary period. That's the probation zone.
Man.
Is F.
Man, not even Gonron Egg made it to
I will.
F tier.
You know
That's
what?
crazy.
I think Mike came up with a really good idea is that the F tiers should be probably reserved for the series that are canceled. But official ranking of where they are in terms of how much I like them when they were in the magazine. So I might do that. Next week, cool. I might edit the tier list to have those canceled series, and the F tier will be canceled series ranking from when I started. Canceled / ended series from when I started reading. It'll be a cool way to keep up with when I actually do catch up with everything, and I won't be visiting the tier list very often. So every time there's a new round of manga, I can update the tier list. But yeah, that's it. Honestly, read Roku's House of Oddities. I enjoyed it. I think it's worth it. There's one more series on the way next week by the creator of Gintama, if I'm not mistaken, which is a big deal. Gintama wasn't completely published out here in the States, but it did have something of a life. It's kind of like Hitman Reborn, where they only published a few volumes out here, and then they stopped for whatever reason. But yeah, a new series from him. Kind of a legend, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all. Do you guys have any journeys that you're on currently? I know Brian started reading Ice Shield again.
Yeah, I made it past the Egyptian match, and the Knights had just beat the Knights had just lost to the monks.
Oh yeah, the dragons.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool match. Sucks that
Brian,
Shin couldn't use the
I have
ballista.
a question for you.
What?
When you wake up in the morning
When you wake up in the morning
and look at the sky and there's no clouds, what do you see?
What?
I know what you're doing. I know that. I get it. This time I get it.
I don't get it.
Blue
I said
sky.
when you wake up. Explain to us what a blue sky is in football terms in Japan.
I have no
I
clue.
guess maybe.
Oh, or
American
did they change
football?
it?
Did they
Is
say
it
that?
different in the scans? Because in the manga, you remember when the Egyptian team, whenever they knocked over the O line, they were like, "You got blue skied." It's when you get tipped over and all you see is the blue sky. Which I don't think anybody's ever said that in the history of football, but but okay.
You got blue sky, bitch.
Did they call it
Get
something
blue
different?
sky.
Because I know they made it. It was a big deal when they were doing the thing when they had Kurita like this, you know.
The immovable force of Korea. I remember they pulled up on them niggas and they was at the diner or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they went out to the alley to fight, and they didn't fight. They really just blocked these niggas.
Yeah.
And had them shot at them by just blocking.
Yeah.
And they was trash,
Yeah.
looking up at the sky, huh? It's just blue.
Yeah. Bro, Ice Shield's so funny.
Yeah, that shit was serious, man.
We also, I forgot just how much of a grown ass man Musashi looks like. It's actually crazy. He's legit a grown ass man. Like,
Oh, the kicker.
Yeah, the kicker.
yeah, the kicker. He's legit just a grown ass man.
To join the team. Mad long.
Yeah.
Stupid.
How many games could they have an easier time with Musashi there?
He didn't even join the team against the White Knights.
No.
That's the last part I was at reading. I guess their final game against the White.
Oh, no. He was there for that.
He was?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm taking your word for it.
Yeah, you gotta finish it, man. I gotta get the rest of the volumes to you. I think my favorite thing is that the O line is also the D line. Everyone plays Iron Man football all day in this series.
Well, sometimes they like other teams will sit some people out. Like Shin doesn't play the entire time.
No, I'm saying the Devil Bats.
Yeah, the Devil Bats play all the time.
I think only Senna gets subbed out sometimes for
yeah,
that
Senna
other
does
guy.
get subbed out.
But yeah, until like their tight end comes in, Monta's the only receiver for real. And then he plays corner after that. Monta's basically Travis Hunter.
Basically, right.
The Hump Bros finally got a little bit of character development as well.
Yeah, I like the Hot Bros.
It's really cool that the what's his name? What's the main guy's name with the short hair? Do you remember?
Which main guy?
There's the main hub bro that's like the talented one.
Jumanji.
Yeah, where like they read a magazine and he was on the spotlight, but the other two were where they called him dog shit, and then he took that shit personally. He's like, they were saying that we were all ass. We all got to work on that shit. I found that so fucking sick.
Yeah. Yeah, I
like the
really
dude
cool.
has so much pride in his boys.
Yeah, iShield's really cool. I'm sad that they never picked it up in the app, because I feel like people would really like it, get a kick out of it, and the art's also fucking awesome. But yeah. Well, in that case, shall we move on to the next show? Oh, to the actual show at heart. Let's again.
With the sole exception of Satoru Gojo.
I'm really enjoying that meme where people are just using it for anything. With the sole exception of Satoru Gojo, of course.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah.
I was loving. I've sent like maybe one or two of them, but I love like the Marvel Rivals Jujutsu Kaisen breakdowns. With the like they have the narrator at the Jujutsu Kaisen style, like describe things that are happening.
Yeah. I saw a really funny video where this girl was talking about, like, you know, just like reassuring your boyfriend is like, no, I love you and I would never cheat on you with anyone, with the sole exception of Satoru Gojo. I finished Jujutsu Kaisen season 3, by the way. I can't believe they didn't finish the Culling games. It's like, come on, guys.
Well, I just finished it yesterday, as a matter of fact, as well.
The Sendai Culling?
They ended it at the Okotsu fight.
Yeah, which was sick.
It was.
Yeah, they did a great job. They're going to be animated.
My order of events was totally out of whack. I definitely thought that the Kenjaku fight against that girl in the blood manipulation
Yuki Tsukumo
dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that happens after.
That happened before.
No, I think that happens like after Hikari fights. Kashima.
Yeah, you're right. I also thought the Hikari fight against Cash Money was was prior to the Okotsu fight. Like It's crazy. I thought the Yakuza fight happened like after all of that shit.
Yeah. Damn, I can't believe they didn't do the Kashimo fight. We got to wait a whole year for Hikari versus Kashimo. That's going to be so fun. But yeah, season 3 was sick. Anyway.
And then Yuji and Maki versus Megumi Sukuna.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like they're just going to finish out the culling game next time. And then season 5 is going to be, I guess, Gojo versus Sukuna. And then they're going to be season 6, which is... Yeah. And then it's going to be season 6, which is everybody versus Sukuna.
I feel like they're going to make them into movies. Not going to lie.
I hope not.
I think they're going to make it into movies.
I think that would be corny if they did that.
I mean, that's the new wave for manga, for anime these days. Like,
yeah.
Demon Slayer's movies now.
Yeah, no, it's possible. But I think that would be corny.
I think it would be corny.
I think it would be corny. All right. Let's move on to the show.
The world becomes my gun.
World Trigger. This is World Trigger, chapter 261, the Away Mission Test Phase 2, Part 4. Last we left off, things were going absolutely bonkers bad for the B rank squads. They were getting attacked on all ends by the A rank squads. It's not looking good for our guys. And what's worse, squad number 1 guy. What's his face? Shit, why am I forgetting his name? He's Mr. Number 1. I know it starts with a T.
The number 1 attacker you're talking about?
Yeah. Well, number 1 attacker. And also Kazama are here.
Tachikawa.
Tachikawa, yes. Tachikawa and Kazama are also here on the roof, while a bunch of the B rank squad people are taking on the 2 engineers on the bottom floor of this museum. We start off with Mikhail going up against Kikuchi Hara and this attacker from one of the squads I'm forgetting right now because there's so many characters in World Trigger. I think his name is Ko, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that though.
He's from Ikoma Squad, I think. Right?
No, I don't think he's from Ikoma. I think Oki Squad, maybe.
Who are you talking about? The guy.
The guy that's next to Kikuchi Hara here in the beginning.
Yeah, that's Oki Squad.
Yeah, at least I remember that much. So yeah, they're talking about Mikhail's weapon, and they're like, "Wait, what is that? I never witnessed that before." But do you know we're up against Kikuchi Hara? He's like, "Yes, that's Fengari, the original inspiration for Scorpion," and we see him whip out this crazy movable sword just like the Scorpion is, but then he withdraws it back and it loop-de-loops back inside of his sheath. Kikuchi Hara explains that the Fengari is longer and tougher than the Scorpion, but outside the scabbard it can only morph like that for a few seconds and he can't make it emerge from his body. But they should assume that he's also packing the Scorpion, so don't be distracted, basically. While they're doing that, we see. He said what?
He brought that shit from his home world.
He really, he might have. Meanwhile, while they're fighting him, Raizo is taking on Katori and Teruya. Meanwhile, on the roof with the battle against Tachikawa and Kazama, we see Ukoma open up with a Kogetsu Whirlwind. Both of those attackers dodge, and Yuba takes the opportunity to attack Kazama. He fires a bullet at him, but Kazama uses his Scorpion to basically shove himself out of the way and dodge the bullet. And then he springs it up and launches himself at Arafune. Arafune Bailey blocks it, but he gets some of his fingers cut off in the process. Meanwhile, the kid from, I guess, Ikoma Squad and the other kid from Azuma Squad are both fighting Tachikawa. Tachikawa easily chops off both of their hands. But Yuba supplies some support fire, and he tells them, like, damn it, did you guys forget Azuma's orders already? He says, buy us 2 minutes and don't get taken out, right? Tachikawa and Kazuma are like, man, Yuba's sharp eyes are working wonders for them. So, Kazuma decides to withdraw and use Chameleon, which is the trigger that allows him to turn invisible. And I guess everybody else is just going to fight Tachikawa. But then Kazuma pulls up again, tries to stab Yuba, but Yuba manages to block him just by hearing the footsteps on the ground. And Tachikawa uses his whirlwind to cut a hole in the roof, causing a distraction below, separating both Teruya and Katori. And in that moment, Kaori, I think her name is, shows up. Kuroe. She shows up from, I think, Kaori squad. The captain of that is Kaori. She pulls up and tries to attack Teruya. Teruya reacts, but she is cut in half by Kazuma, and it is revealed that she... Huh?
No, isn't she on the all-girl squad?
Who?
Kuroi?
Yeah, she is. She's on the A-rank all-girl squad.
I thought it was the other girl. There's the other... Like, she's like a shooter or something, or a gunner. I'm not sure.
Wait, who?
She's part of the all-girl A-rank squad.
Who?
But she's not the captain.
Kuroe is not the captain of that squad. The captain of that squad is that shooter with the weird bullets, with the circly bullets.
Hold on, let me see.
Kaori, I think her name is. Or Kako squad. Sorry, it's Kako squad. Yeah. It's Kako squad. That's where I'm bugging. All right. Anyway, Kazuma catches Teruya real smooth, and it is revealed that she is the one that we saw got bailed out at the end of the last chapter. So Teruya is the first to go. Very sad. And we are reminded that Teruya was actually worth 121 points. So now the A rank already has 621 points to the provisional squad's 0. That's not good. And, Kodera is immediately just goes to Osamu. He's like, please go, Osamu, please. I tried one thing and it went to shit immediately. I gave up 621 points. Please, Goat-sama, help me. And Osamu, we then cut back to Raizo and his battle with Katori. And he's actually very competent. He seems to be very good with the Ray Gust. Katori's holding her own a little bit. She manages to get him caught up in some string. But this guy does a spinning top move and literally sends Katori flying a little bit. He's not even kind of worried. Look at his face. He's mad nonchalant while he's fighting this big guy over here. So that was cool to see him do his thing. We see that Azuma has finally repositioned his snipers for the most part, so they're going to be providing cover fire. But the people in the museum are still at a heavy disadvantage because they are surrounded by the engineers and Kazuma. Meanwhile, everybody on the top, Kako and Izumi, seems to have reconvened with Tachikawa and Kuroi, and we now see that the sniper, I forget his name, from Squad 2, from Fushiyuma Squad, he's also there, and he's got his gun drawn. Osamu quickly thinks on his feet and says, hey, so...
Toma,
thank you, Brian. He says, well, we got to force them to respond. We got to put them on the back foot here. We should do whatever it takes to make them move elsewhere, right? And he says, I have an idea. Tell Ninomiya what I'm going to tell you. And as the people on the roof of the museum are taking heavy fire from Kako and Izumi, we see that the A-rank people notice someone on the roof. It's Ninomiya and Chika on one of the riders that the sniper guy from earlier.
Tachikawa. I mean, not Tachikawa. Teku something.
Tetsu something.
I think they mention him later.
They do.
Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, I think they do. But yeah, Chika is riding on this mount as well, and she lets off a humongous ibis attack at the
Betsuyaku.
Betsuyaku. Thank you, Brian. She lets off
Betsuyaku's off.
Yeah. She sends an enormous ibis shot at the roof of the museum, causing chaos in the museum, causing the A rankers to step back for a while, and allowing the B rank provisional squad members to escape the immediate vicinity, which was pretty sick. So yeah, Toma's like, holy shit, Chikako's in the saddle too. That stallion's carrying 2 tough customers. So yeah, they already know what time it is. Chica's out there and she's shooting shit with her cannon. Toma asks Fushiyuma to teleport him to where they are, and he's able to move more efficiently. He catches up with Ninomiya and Chika and fires a shot, but Chika shields them. But Toma was actually aiming for the leg of the mount, but unfortunately for him, the leg, despite destroying the foot, it doesn't really slow them down much. But we see that there's some traps laid on the ground by the Kako squad operator, but unfortunately, Ninomiya dodges all of those too on the mount, which is pretty sick. And they keep going around. They find one of the terminals for the A rank squad, and they shoot it. And they're whittling down their defense of the ultra strong shields around the terminal pretty quickly. So they're like, "Holy shit, what are we gonna do now?" Ninomiya reports back in, and he's like, "Well, Kagami," and they explain that they don't see any movement from them. And Ninomiya's like, "All right, shoot him again." So yeah, Chika's whittling down the defense of one of the terminals, and Arashiyama's like, I see what they're doing, but we can't exactly afford to ignore this. And we cut back to Osamu and Kodera thinking to themselves, is like, we're lucky we had Betsuyaku here creating those Tryon soldier mounts, and Katori for running around to distribute them. And Kodera thinks to himself, like, since our opponents have little information concerning our Tryon soldiers, naturally, they couldn't have predicted this particular tactic. So how will they respond? As we get a shot of Arashiyama thinking to himself, not looking particularly worried, but being like, we got to do something here. And that is where
Not very worried at all.
Yeah, that is where World Trigger ends this month. Josh, what did you think about World Trigger, Chapter 261?
RGC, since we're doing that.
Yeah, it's
With
also my
RGC.
RGC. Is it yours too, Brian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unified RGC. Unified RGC.
Cags is really good too. Every time Chica takes a shot with the IBIS,
The Ibis.
that shit looks so epic. Ibis, yeah. I mean, they're legitimately a mobile artillery unit between her and
Ninomiya.
And whoever runs up on them to try to stop what they're doing is going to have a very, very difficult time, no matter how you look at it. I think Amatori might actually obliterate somebody with some hound shots. But I guess we'll see. A-rank agents is no joke. I like how as soon as they caught these, the B-rank squad or whatever, the testes, like they didn't start getting dropped left and right per se, but they're outclassed, and it shows, which is why they have to lean on, their advantages against, the people that they're testing against. It's like, for example, I mean, this big boy using Ray Gust and throwing off Katora. I kind of thought Katora was going to catch this nigga slipping in like the wreck. Like I thought after, what's her name? Got killed. I forgot her
Teruya.
name. Yeah, Teruya, yeah. I thought after Teruya got bodied, him getting bodied was going to be the get back to kind of even it out. But he was like, nah, I
This spinning top shit was
I'm like
crazy.
the only one. Huh?
The spinning top shit was crazy.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is fucking crazy. That's him spinning right there.
Yeah. Like,
With
whoa.
the ray gus, using it as a offensive weapon.
Mhm.
Yeah. She gonna figure that shit out. You know what irked me?
What?
This fucking invisible dude almost catching almost it's such a lame ability, bro. Camouflage. Ooh. I'm sneaky. Because you know how that goes. All it takes is someone that's like, I'm really good at hearing and detecting people and feeling try on. So
Ironically, that's
that could be
Kikuchihara
anything.
on his team.
That is pretty ironic.
Uchikara is his natural counter. But even then, I feel like he made it. He was being loud as fuck here on purpose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Because
I think
even-
usually he'd be more quiet.
Even what's his name could hear him. You know, like he was being mad, obnoxiously loud to distract so that Tachikawa could roll win the ground.
Yeah.
Like this was always a trap to get a kill or down below. It seemed.
Yeah, they all trying to get lined up for the shot. And I was going to try to figure out a way to make a con Knipple reference, but I'm just going to say his name and call it at that. Brian, what's your thoughts?
This was such a fucking good chapter. I'm always so impressed with his character writing because it's always so consistent. Everybody has a very consistent and defined personality. Like with Toma, for example, if you remember way back, Toma does not take shots unless it's gonna hit, and it seems like an addition to that is he won't shoot even if it's gonna hit a shield. He has a target always in mind, and it's always not the spot that somebody would anticipate him to shoot. Like him aiming for like the leg, knowing that it's gonna get shielded by a fucking basically impenetrable shield. Let's be real. Ninomiya and Chika on the same fucking steed. That's not gonna. No shield is gonna break there. And I also love that Osamu gets put on the spot to come up with a plan, and he immediately defaults to one of his boys. Like he's immediately like, "Oh yeah, let's get Chika. Let me get Chika, and we'll have the second strongest motherfucker in our force to ride alongside her and just have her raise some fucking havoc." He knows exactly what he's been working with for a long time. He knows exactly how to utilize Chika. And he's just like, yeah, let's just go with old reliable.
Yeah, no, he loves spamming the Chica cannon whenever he can.
Yeah.
He says, Chica's here? Have her shoot things.
Yeah, but now he has Ninomiya with him too. So
just
he
give
has
him full
two
control,
motherfuckers-
bro. Give
Yes.
some full control.
He has two motherfuckers who can nuke an entire battlefield, and an extremely competent one-man army guy. Like Ninomiya is that motherfucker. So to have him paired alongside Chika is actually a nasty fucking combo.
Yeah.
And it's gonna take a lot
Like
to
LaMelo and Khan.
yeah, like LaMelo and Khan.
Dude, it's also like Ninomiya was a former A rank. So he's by all intents and purposes an A rank. I think he was only like let go. He was only demoted because of like Hatsuhara leaving.
Yeah. And personally, I'm a fan of what Kodera did here. Like him knowing his like the limits of what he can do and just, you know, immediately going to like, I guess what's the word?
Deferring.
Huh?
He was deferring.
Yeah, like allocating and stuff, like
Delegating.
offloading delegating. That's the word I'm looking for. Like him going to
words.
delegate and finding people where their strengths are. I feel like that's really good markings of a good leader, in my opinion. Even if he's not like an elite strategist like Osamu, he's able to like properly be like, okay, I can't do this. I can't figure out a solution for this right now. I need somebody who's going to throw a wrench into this shit. And who better than the motherfucker who pulls tricks out of the fucking box all the time. So it's just good leadership, you know? Like that's a good way to get people involved and not to have an ego about shit and be like, oh, I have to be the one who finds a solution every fucking time. It's very mature, that honestly. And you know, that a lot of respect for Kagura for immediately kind of finding like, oh shit, okay, I need this guy to figure this shit out.
I need the GOAT right now.
Almost like the coach of the Hornets.
Is that what happened?
No, I don't know why he's so obsessed with the Hornets right now.
Did that happen with the Hornets, Brian? Josh?
I don't even know. Like, I've heard that the coach is a good coach, I guess, but
No, it's only because the KK bit.
No.
nipple man.
Yeah,
Nipple man?
yeah.
Bro.
That's the thing I'm fixated on this podcast.
Yeah.
You're fixated on nipple.
Yes.
Oh, man.
All right, Chris, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I loved this chapter. I mean, you know, anytime the World Trigger has like a battle chapter, it's probably gonna be RGC. It's so damn good and so fun. And you know, bro, you know, I was reading the very first page where they were introducing the Fengari, and I was like, and it's RGC. Like already, I was like, this shit is fucking fire. I think it was just like the nostalgic element. It's been a long time since we had like a real battle arc that we haven't seen before from World Trigger. It's been all homework for the most part since it came back, and it's so cool to see like essentially the B rank wars back in full effect. I'm so sad. The world's unfair that this is that Ashihara is going through health problems and we can't get this series more regularly because it's so dang good. But yeah, it was really cool to see Osamu like immediately just kind of like turn everything on its heels when he got his command. I feel like he's not going to be in full control, unfortunately, but you know, they're going to keep delegating to him whenever they need a shakeup, which I'm excited to see. Yeah, I just love the interactions too. I love that everybody's contributing. I like that the A rankers are outclassing them, but they don't have it so easy because there's like multiple ways to win this game. So, you know, it doesn't. They don't have to beat the A rankers to win necessarily. So, yeah, I'm excited to see how it goes. Very cool battle. I'm excited to see how Rashiyama responds, because this is also the most focus we've had on him in particular, him being like the key strategist of the A rank squads, and for all of them to have that trust in him is very cool. Since A rank number 5, A rank 5 squad has been around for a while. They were like the first A rank squad we met, and we know that they're the real deal, but like we haven't seen them really show out. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see them go. But that's all I got to say about this chapter. So good. So fantastic. I love World Trigger. Any rebuttals before we move on to the next one?
No, sir.
All right.
You beat Amatori blasting away.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. All right. Let's move onward.
Fi meg pick ned i det kjære me som jeg kan chat.
Sakamoto Days. This is Sakamoto Days, chapter 255, just a little bit now. Last we left off, Shishiba finally defeated Gozu, impaling him with a samurai sword that he used to ground one of Gozu's lightning attacks. And now Gozu's just like on his knees with a sword in his stomach. Just be like, I can't die now. Kei needs me by my side. I have to support him. And then he pulls the Jujutsu Kaisen death, where all of a sudden he's in the fucking afterlife with all of his buddies. And I think the Arrow Kid is also there. He didn't die. Okay, is also there. Oh, these are all some of these people didn't die. You know, Slur is there.
It's hallucinating.
Yeah. But anyway, he's like, don't be mad. I'll be all right. I'll be right there. I'm just a little tired. Just got to recharge. Be right there. And then he dies. So, you know, that's it for our boy Gozu. I got to do the ceremonial. Later, bro. Meanwhile, Shishiba's sitting before his dead body, and he's thinking, Gozu, you were a pain in the butt. And he was remembering Gozu saying something like, you're not the type who gets fired up on your own behalf. You and I are kind of alike. It's like, why am I remembering that now? And then he coughs up blood, and he falls to the ground with his hand smoking, because that is, this is the manga's way of acknowledging that's not how it works all the way. He would still have to take so much of the electricity. Like, you know, also just because you ground yourself, it still has to pass through you. You got the full brunt of that electricity. You just look cool doing it. But anyway, yeah, he's like, figures. Looking back, the two of us did a lot of killing together. I'm definitely going to hell. And he's like, gods of killing, look after her for me, please. And then, as it looks like he's about to die, he gets this like super detailed picture of it, illustration of Shishiba on the ground. But then his phone rings, and it's Osaragi. And it's at that moment he wakes up and he realizes that I forget this guy's name, but he's the dad of one of the Teen Titans here. And he's like, he tells Shishiba that he, as usual, he looks bored stiff. And he's carrying Osaragi with him. It turns out he's the one who called Shishiba on her phone. And he's like, go to hell, this is my resting face. And he explains that Osaragi made it through. And he starts treating Shishiba's wounds. And he starts by ripping off a bandage and biting it with his teeth. And he's like, wait, you can't just do that. That's not sanitary. And, you know, they're bickering and stuff. But then this guy's kid pulls up. Amane, I guess his name is. He pulls up and he's like, don't move, Shishiba. Your heartbeat might be irregular because of the electric shocks. He'd say, hey, Pops, give me a fresh bandage and water. So, you know, he starts treating him. And, you know, the dad puts his hand on Amane's head, and he says, don't worry, I'm sorry, I'm never going to disappear on you again. He's like, I understand what you're saying.
Sure.
Yeah, all right, buddy. And he's like, Mr. Yotsumura, this guy's name is Yotsumura. He's like, I think I finally understand what you're saying just a little bit. Sometimes there's stuff you can only find in a messy room. And after that little, I guess, poignant thing, we cut back to the twins facing off against the other two pairs of siblings. And he's like, hey, Seba, let's call it quits. If you don't struggle, you won't suffer. You can't hold out with those wounds. And that's where the chapter ends, as Seba faced down the older brother of the assassin twins. That's it for Sakamoto Days. Josh, what did you think about Sakamoto Days chapter 255?
Invisibility is taking another L. Well, I guess there was never really a first L.
Invisibility
in
nerve.
World Trigger, but I hated on it, so that's enough. But all jokes aside, this Gozu fight was pretty drawn out. It was good, you know. It came to a satisfying conclusion, and you know, I did believe for a moment that Shishiba had like a true Japanese man's death with that detailed drawing. I thought he was dead for sure. I didn't even notice that the cell phone was like ringing until the next page. And he woke up. And he
I thought he was dead too.
Japanese anymore. Shit, what else is there to say? I mean, I guess I'm looking forward to this other fight This could have with the bat's problem. I remember that.
Yeah.
Feels like forever though. Yeah. Anything else to say? I thought it was very funny when I turned the page and it said, "I'm definitely going to hell."
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty bleak thing to say for yourself on death's door. You bleed that shit, you know what I mean? You bleed those kind of things. That's really rough. You should at least have some type of hope. You
No.
might as well. Don't just resign yourself to
He said, "There's no way."
everlasting torture.
He said, "No way, dude. I killed people with a hammer."
Why would the gods of killing hate him? Because he's soft.
Because he doesn't like killing.
This is what happens when you don't put your heart in whatever you're doing, guys.
Yeah, dude. You gotta.
What the hell?
You know, it's true. If you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
And you avoid everlasting torture.
Yeah, you gotta love it, bro.
Brian, what were your thoughts?
I thought this was a pretty decent chapter. I'm not a fan of fake outs that much. But this one was like a little minuscule one. It didn't like end on a cliffhanger, make you go, "Oh my god, is he dead?" And then you gotta wait like a full week to be like, "Oh, he's actually fine," type shit. But I guess this was like a little interesting way to wrap up their storyline. I guess I forgot about this guy. To be honest, so
Yotsumura.
yeah, to have him kind of pull up and save the day for them. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool finish for him and Osuragi. And also this kid with the weapons too. I'm surprised he's here. Wasn't he with the other kids?
He was. I forget how they got split up. Maybe he left, and left the other two to fight the other kids.
But yeah, I don't have much else to say. I'm decently curious how this last fight's gonna end up for the squad.
Yeah, we have Seba and these two, and then we still have Shin against Guitar Man.
Oh yeah,
So
that's probably how the second to last fight in the series is gonna be Shin versus Guitar Guy.
yeah, I'm excited about it. I actually ended up liking the twins a lot, so it'll be cool to come back to see them fight. I remember being a little like they were kind of my least favorite, and then immediately when this kid turned out to be a huge problem, it got a lot more entertaining. So yeah, I'm excited to see how this turns out. I don't have much else thoughts. I don't mind fake outs for the most part, but you know, as long as they're executed well. But I like this one because I think it was mostly played for laughs a little bit. But and also this was well drawn as shit. This is probably like
Yeah, what is pretty well done.
this is like this guy put his whole like heart into drawing Shishiba in this moment.
Yeah.
He really likes Shishiba, I guess.
Yeah, he really used his whole draw-y in this one.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't really have much thoughts about Sakamoto Days. I thought it was a fun little chapter. We ready to move on to the next?
Yeah.
Yep.
Then let's do it, boys.
Cone.
Cone.
I hope he turns his sword into some guns.
Kagurabachi. And with that, I'm going to pass this one over to Josh.
Oh man, when the bit lines up naturally with what don't worry about it. So this is Kagurabachi, chapter number 118, the Irishima Talks part 2. And as this chapter implies, last week was part 1, where with the aid of some fortune telling, the Japanese sorcery bureau and the Japanese government was able to set up was able to like get themselves ready for a meeting that was I guess spurred on by the people of Koshoku. They invited the Japanese people to talk first. they reached out first. So yeah, they met up on the island to talk, and shit went left almost instantly. They attacked the big ass ship that they had like soldiers on, and also killed a few of the Japanese delegation members. And so they started with aggression, and then the chapter ended with 4 big dog sorcerers that avoided that massive ship explosion, pulling up to the island on this prince looking dude. So that's where the chapter begins now. So the delegate for Hoshoku, no, what is it? What is
Shokoku.
Shikoku, thank you. It's a Shikoku dude is surrounded by 4 swordsmen. You already know cheese and
Big cheese and super casual.
yeah, big cheese and super cash.
Look at him cheesing. He started off this chapter already.
He's still cheesing.
Yeah. What as Mr. Shiba tells him, he's one of the 4 sorcerers, mind you. It tells the Kushoku delegate member to go home, please. Mashiro is thinking to himself, the 4 guys next to the old man are probably warriors, but Shiba and I should be able to handle that level of fighter. Dangerous one is this dude on the fucking couch that's not any bit like, you know,
Perturbed.
nervous.
He's fucking Ukiura Jr. He looks like, honestly. He reminds me of Ukiura from Bleach.
Not a care in the fucking world for his safety. 'Cause he's not really in any threat of danger. Oh, he'll find out though. So he tells Mr. Shiba, I'll leave when my business is done. And she was like, listen, you mean the business where you killed our people, destroyed our big ass expensive fucking boat, and wanted to swing your nets around? Those talks?
He said, yeah.
He's like, yeah, you know. All right, I'll cut to the chase if you. And he mentions that they're the Mikaboshi, so let them know what time, you know. It's
It's
I
like,
know
we
who
know,
you
bro.
Yeah.
We know who you are.
And he's just like, so y'all should already know, like, what we here for. You drove us off our fucking, like, homeland, and we want it back. That's it. You know. So, he goes in his pocket. The Shikoku delegate goes into his pocket to pull out a little fucking blade as she was like, hey. And the casual swordsman, without even, you know, seeing a slash happen, has his fingers removed, like removes the other guy's fingers immediately, so he can't even grasp that little blade he was carrying. And he tells him next time it'll be your throat. And the guy keeps talking as if like nothing happened to his fucking hand, as if like that was like, oh, you know, I don't need those fingers.
Yeah.
It's like and this ore you call the Dentenseki. And as the guy that just sliced him was like, yo,
Hey.
you heard me? Like, stop fucking moving around. And as the guy says, we pray to it, it protects us, we coexist with it, talking about the Dentenseki. He says, it is our God. They pray to rocks, confirmed. So as soon as she
Rocks
says
are
that,
prayed to.
yeah, they believe in rock deities. I don't even have a smarter way of saying it. I wish I did. But yeah, so as soon as he says that wild shit about his beliefs, the other 4 people that I'm assuming also believe what he believes run up on the rest of the swordsmen.
The other 4 people who pray to rocks. Pull up
Yeah,
as well.
essentially, yes. And are ready to die for that shit.
Yeah.
Start to engage. The casual swordsman cut that nigga's throat. He did not lie yet.
He was not playing.
He has not. Yeah. And he told him like, "Yo, stop fucking moving, stop doing shit. We're in control here." So anyway, the Shikoku sorcerers pull up and drag Casual and Big Cheese out to separate one-on-one fights. Cheese is in the woods. Cash and Shiva teleports two of them into the air above the ocean, to fight them.
That's his go-to move.
Yeah, that's his special move. He loves taking people up into the air.
Yeah. Teleporter. The guy got his throat slit. He's just sitting there, I guess dead or something. Although, did his face always look like that? Those veins?
Yeah, he had those things on his eyes.
He does. Okay, he's all right. Byakugan.
He's just edgy like that.
Byakugan.
Byakugan.
Mashiro is like, hey, like you guys are like, what is it? Okay, that was a bit over the top. I guess commenting on what just fucking transpired in the last few seconds. Fair enough. As he sees one of these guys start charging up with black fucking energy. And he's like, I thought these guys weren't so tough, but he sent the other guys flying and they're probably stronger than me. I added that in. That's my own opinion, that they're stronger than him. But turns out Mashiro has a cool ability that allows him to manipulate air pressure. And as he's attacking the Shikoku sorcerer with that, the sorcerer loads one of his attacks as he shoots Kara, which is a hornet.
Doesn't this look familiar? I feel like
Yes. The Charlotte Hornet.
Oh my fucking god, bro.
I was not thinking you were gonna go there, bro. It does look like the Charlotte Hornets logo, to be honest.
I'm trying to figure out if this happened in the series before.
I know. I think that's one of his attacks. That's one of Akamura's attacks. He does the B, right?
I'm not sure. I feel like I've seen this exact thing before, but it looks familiar.
Well, yeah.
Your favorite NBA player has that on his jersey, so it makes sense. Cone! All right, so he shoots his fucking hornet out, and I guess it goes through Mashiro's air pressure attack. He pierced through it. He's like, damn, that shit is strong.
Whoa.
All right. So he sends a few fucking pressure rings towards the sorcerer. The guy pretty much shrugs it off as he goes to punch Mashiro, and he hits him that nigga dumb hard into the water. Damn. He's like, whoa, this guy must be powered up by that fucking rock. Maybe it's real. So, the guy doesn't even give him a chance to like recover from out of the water, because he pulls up and slashes Mashiro's leg, and he grabs his neck and holds his fucking arm so he can't cast any sorcerer moves as he loads a hornet that's about to pierce right through his fucking face. As Mashiro starts to think to himself, they can wield its power that surpasses what the human body can contain. There's no way we can win with normal attacks. It's a good thing I'm a cheater. And he uses the air pressure waves to swing his sword and cut the
Mikaboshi.
Shikoku. Yeah,
Shikoku. They're both.
Mikaboshi.
Whatever. Yeah, the Mikaboshi dude slices his fucking head off.
Mikaboshi.
And Mashiro's like that. I'll give him that.
Bro, then he uses the air pressure things to bounce the thing into the sword into its sheath.
That was sick. I didn't peep that. That's exactly what he did. It's pretty cool.
He didn't even have to do that. He could use his arms. He was aura farming there.
Yeah. He had to make up for, telling. That's cool. So right as Mashiro wraps up his fight, Super Cash and Big Cheese come back from their, I guess, quote unquote fights off screen. They won their matches. Seems like it wasn't that difficult. Shiba comes back and teleports, and obviously he dealt with those guys because he's Mr. Shiba. All that's left is this old man that was standing there on the beach, and it's hard to explain the sequence of what's about to happen, but we cut, I guess, to what's like the future, past
this is
the point.
after.
Yeah, like after the situation, and I guess there's an interview of Shiba.
He's all beat up.
Yeah, it's called there's a video called the Hiroshima Conference Testimony. Shiba looks like a little beat up. And they're like, so what happened next? And Shiba just puts his hand into his face. Because I guess shit got crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And we get this last picture of the chapter. It looks like the Mikaboshi representative that was talking all cool and shit that got his throat sliced. It looks like his head fucking flew up off of his body, or it got sliced off by somebody, by this guy that was at like the table, perhaps.
No, I think it's his powers activating. He's like being floated up into the air. The table's being floated up, the chair, the guy on the ground.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Yeah,
he's getting demon possessed.
Yeah, I think he's about to turn his body into a bomb. Or some shit.
Boom.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's the end of the chapter. So, Brian, what are your thoughts?
This was a pretty cool chapter. It's so sad that Shiba gets to off-screen motherfuckers again, bro. I just want to see him fight. I guess we'll probably get to see it next chapter, though I doubt it.
We're never going to get to see Shiba fight.
But best believe this is probably the last chapter we'll see Big Cheese, Super Casual, and Mashiro alive. Considering that Shiba is the only one. Shiba's the only one in that footage from that VHS.
Well, they could be talking to them separately.
Did we see Big Cheese was dead this chapter? Did we claim that?
You guys claimed that. I said that.
Wow. Do you know what solidarity is, Christian?
I don't know. I wouldn't know.
No, you don't.
No,
you know what this old man Mikaboshi guy reminds me of?
Who?
Return the Slabs.
He does look like the return. He does look like
in
that
this
guy.
panel here.
Return the slab.
I hate the way he's standing there. It's so strange and ominous. It's so off-putting. But I guess that's the point.
Yeah, Big Cheese kind of reminds me of Naobito Zenin.
He does a little bit, yeah. He kind of has like vampire energy.
He has the same mustache. He has the same cheese.
Mihawk.
Yeah, he has a little bit of Mihawk in him too, yeah. He's like Mihawk and Naobito if they were both vampires and mixed into one person.
Yeah, Hokuzono took his favorite characters.
Beat him.
Hokuzono took his favorite characters and merged them into one character.
Super Casual looks kind of like Sasuke here. A little bit. Oh no, more like Sai, I guess, but
Yeah, he looks like Sasuke, I would say that.
What a pain.
Yeah. He's like, no more ocean stuff. It stings the boom.
That was
That's
easy.
exactly what I was looking at when I said that.
What a drag. But that's it. I don't have much else to say about this chapter. Pretty straightforward one. I guess all the lore was dedicated to the previous chapter, and this one was all action.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought this chapter was pretty sick, to be honest. I really had a good time reading it. I'm excited to see what happens next, because I don't know if they're going to show it, as to maybe like pull up some more mystery as to what these guys can do until like the actual swordsmen show up. But yeah, I this time I'll be on the train with you guys and say that Big Cheese and Super Casual are definitely gone. Mashiro, I'm not sure about yet, but yeah, Big Cheese and Super Casual for sure.
So, fun fact.
What?
Fun fact, real quick. Every it's hard to tell. I think every panel Big Cheese was in, he was smiling, but he I don't know. I don't think so. I think page 7, when he gets surprised but and gets tackled, he's like he's showing his teeth.
It's
but
half a
he's more
smile.
like half a smile.
He's like, oh, that kind of hurt, but I'm excited.
Oh yeah, it's not that doesn't look very.
It's not
smile-like.
cheese. It's not cheese. That's for sure. Big Cheese definitely had his cheese removed.
Oh no, but he cheesed afterwards.
Yeah, but then he cheesed immediately after.
What
So
about, what about page 5?
page 5.
Bottom.
That doesn't look like a smile to me.
In the eyes show,
Yeah, a little stress.
Yeah, but he's just always showing teeth. Just always showing mad fucking teeth, though.
he just got his teeth done. He's trying to let everybody know.
You like these veneers?
He went to the same dude that did Cameron and Mace's veneers. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, you have more to say, right, Chris?
No, I think I'm set. Josh, what did you think?
I actually legitimately think that Mashiro's ability is pretty cool. And there's a strong possibility that the only person that survives this is Shiba, because he can teleport.
He teleport.
Yeah. That's okay, right? If Shiba gets overwhelmed and pieces out on the other 3 people, like they die already, and then he pieces out.
I don't think he'll
That's not
abandon them.
record.
I don't think he'd
Sometimes
abandon them,
it'd
but I
be
think
like
he'd peace
that.
out if they all died.
Like if you could teleport instantly, why would you stay and die, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that it?
I mean, it's a shame because it looks like there's like testimonies, and if Mashiro's dead, he doesn't have another opportunity to try to like stand solid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really just slandering this kid at this point. He's cool.
Yeah. He earned his stripe back.
Yeah, I'm gonna fall back on that. I don't know. This guy, he was pulling out a little sword. So in the beginning of the chapter, when they was like being all fucking cool, this guy is like talking to them. He pulls out this little dagger, and I don't know what.
Why'd he do that?
Maybe he was gonna kill himself. I think he turns himself into like a bomb or something like that. Some
Yeah,
type of,
maybe.
Like,
Yeah, maybe he did need to
bio-
like hurt himself in order to.
which is why he was so cool about it. Like, whatever. I mean,
I wish
y'all
you
gonna
would.
trigger this thing, right? It's like this is why I'm sitting here like this anyway. I'm not no one special. I'm prepared to die,
Yeah.
or because I am special, I'm prepared to die. Either way.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't care how casual you are, and I don't give a fuck about this guy's new dentures.
Yeah. You're super
serious.
casual. I'm mega casual. I got my throat slit.
Mega.
And I'm still like,
He got his throat split and was chilling. I'm jacking that. He was like, he was post death nen
yeah.
was condition was meant to just be super cash.
Yeah.
That post-mortem nen.
His nen ability is that the more casually he dies, the more powerful the explosion after his death.
Yes. There you go. Enhancement type.
When he is killed casually by another casual person, if he can remain more casual than the person who killed him, the explosion is.
Yeah, if Big Cheese had killed him, it would have been over.
Yeah.
I will say that scene where he got his fingers cut off and he kept fucking talking, that was pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie.
That's pretty fire.
That was some aura. That was some aura right there, 100%.
You know, I could joke about it as much as I want, but definitely in my brain, that switch turned on. Like, this guy's a big deal.
Yeah, this guy's the real one.
He had super casual going, hey.
Yeah, he knocked him out of his casualness.
Yeah, and he knocked Big Cheese out of his small.
Yeah.
Yo, yeah, that's pretty serious. He's about to kill them all, except for Sheba. And they don't got Goku there to instant. Oh, Sheba should have like instant transmissioned him. I ain't gonna lie, bro. We're gonna see.
Yeah.
We're gonna see it, and we're gonna see if Mr. Sheba's honest about it in the testimony. I'm very interested in this next chapter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna say right now, I don't think any of these guys they killed are actually dead. I think the Datenseki is gonna revive them all. And they're fucked.
Damn.
It's pretty bleak, bro.
Come on, man. Have some optimism.
Isn't that what happened with the previous Datenseki? Like every time somebody used it before, like it would just keep them going even after they should be dead. It pushes them beyond their limits.
Yeah, but
And then
it doesn't like resurrect them. You know what I mean? Like if you're dead, you're dead.
But it just allows them to survive like deadly wounds, essentially. And these guys.
Oh,
Huh?
go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go
And
finish.
I was just gonna say that these guys are like attuned to the Datenseki, it seems, so it doesn't even like
Yeah.
if anything, it would be more advanced than we've seen it be used before.
Yeah, it could be for them that maybe it heals them or revives them or something. But yeah, I don't think there's any precedent for that right now.
I was gonna say, for what it's worth, I mean, the author made a point to show that all the bodies are still like around,
Yeah.
except for Big Cheese's dude, whoever he fought.
Yeah, he
I
left
guess
them in the woods.
Yeah, but Sheba brought somebody back. The dude that got his head cut off by Mashiro is still there on the ground, and then Super Cash brought his guy back via skewer. So yeah, that might happen. Maybe all of them will just blow up too. That's how they get caught off guard.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. Oh, is that all we got?
Hiroshima Conference.
Is that all we got for Kags?
Yeah.
So,
All right. Well, that was Kagurabachi, and that has been our show. Thank you guys so much for listening. As per usual, you can find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. Josh is at JDCole_37 on Instagram, at New Jump City Josh on Twitter. Brian is at b.esp on Twitter and Instagram. Email the show at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about, and we'll talk about it in our pre-show chat show that we do every week. We did one this week. Very excited for that. Check out the poll on our YouTube channel where we have our next series polls. So who's going to be taking over for Jujutsu Kaisen Mojulo? Our nominations right now are Ichi the Witch, Shinobi Undercover, Ultimate Nexus Kyoshi, and Akane Banashi. If there's any series that you guys want us to talk about on the show, vote for it on that poll, and we will bring it up in another week or so. I'm going to leave the poll going. So, yeah, vote it up, guys. And with that, that's it. Subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast platform. See you guys next week. Stay safe, New Jump citizens.
Peace.
Peace out.